All right, we are live for the news checkup. And as always, it's going to be a very interesting day because we have crossed a threshold that a lot of us didn't foresee, or did we? But then again, it's something worth acknowledging. But let's not get too carried away, people. We're nowhere near where this thing has to go. And of course, that's to four digits. And so I want to share some thoughts, ideas, suggestions, and also get your take. And so I might do something different that I haven't done in quite some time. I might do a little face to face action. So for everybody that's plugged in, stay tuned because once I get done ranting and going through some interesting charts, graphs, stuff like that, and giving you more of an update towards that the great redemption trade, as I call it, or the redemption trade. I'm going to share some thoughts and of course open up and do a little face to face. It's been a minute since I've connected with the community. So for those that are brave and courageous and want to put their face on the screen and just share their 2 cents as well as their insights, as well as bring something to the table that perhaps we may not be familiar with, then you'll get your chance to do that. Keep it short, concise, to the point, but nevertheless, I like to meet new people. So we're gonna do that today, and yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one, man. But we are crossing um, some territory that we've never crossed in the 250 years of this country, and it's all centered around how we value an American silver eagle, which is a legal U.S. minted dollar, compared to a Federal Reserve note, and how it takes 100 plus of these things to get one of these little measly shiny things. Yeah, history. Anyway, okay. Yeah, and also it's cold in the D, baby. It is cold in the D. So for those wherever you're checking at, as always, let me know what the temperature's like. And are you in the crosshairs of what is supposed to be that historically cold weekend we're gonna have? And what are some things you're doing differently, if not preparing for whatever might come, it may not come. And of course, we got this administration talking about poking fun at the global warm scientists and all that stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting, man. But for those who are plugged in, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the visuals coming in good. Feel free to share some thoughts, ideas, suggestions in the chat. I always love to see and to hear what's happening. And if you have not, as of yet, this is a good time to make sure you subscribe and join the community. And then more importantly, hit that bell and then drop a comment. Comments are appreciated. And let's just jump into it, man. So I'm gonna go through a couple things here. I'm gonna refresh my screen and let you see what I see. And we're gonna walk our way through this because at the end of the day, while it's worth acknowledging, it's still nothing worth celebrating because technically speaking, adjusted for inflation compared to the previous historical highs, we haven't really gotten to the point where it's where it should be. But then again, I'm gonna share some things with you that should probably get you a little bit more excited. But anyway, so as of right now, we are at $100.53 and a $4 increase since early morning activity. And clearly, to me, it looks like the COMEX is giving up. LBMA and the COMEX are giving up, which is the European and the US centered monetary manipulators have given up, more so because they are positioned in a good place to where they can benefit from the upward trajectory being driven out of Shanghai. And to just go a little further, let me check and see. I want to say yesterday I talked about the gap between the Shanghai and the US, but it looks like that gap did not decrease. It remained in double digit territory. So as of right here, we have let me see here. It looks like $112 or so was what the benchmark price for the Shanghai exchange closed at. And so here we are now following suit, crossing over $100, still have that $11 and $12. And I want to say I saw someone post something about a $13 spread between the East and the West. And so I didn't bookmark that, or did I? But I want to just talk about that, share my 2 cents on that, just because I was anticipating that spread to decrease, but it looks like due to the incredible demand and the limited supply, it may not be shrinking no time soon. So, what does that mean for us? It's going to become more costlier, if that's a word. Okay, so let's just jump into it. So I'm going to go through lots of sentiment on X right now because after crossing the three-digit mark, a lot of people are excited and expressing their pleasure in seeing what has been suppressed for so long, starting to get some historical trajectories. But once again, it's like, are you really, really entertained, or are you just sitting back enjoying the show thus far? So let me just give me a second here. It's going to be a chill Friday just because I want to just connect with you guys, as I mentioned. So for those that are plugged in, I'm going to open up and provide you guys a link to join me and we can talk a little bit. All right. So let me just get right to X, and I'm going to share with you some things that I think might be of interest to you. So as you can see here, as you guys can see, I typed in silver just to see what's happening right here. So here we got 10 hours ago. It says silver just hit $100 for the first time ever. If you own silver, you know what this moment means. Years of patience, years of conviction, years of being told you were wrong. But it says here, suppressed for over 200 years, 350 plus paper contracts for every 1 ounce of real silver, one of the most manipulated assets on earth, and yet inevitable. It says here, this is God's money. Once again, people get a little carried away with that. This is the people's money. I can use that. This is what happens when paper lies meet physical truth. You now get to say, I was there when silver hit three digits for the first time in human history. Be proud. You know what you held. And so we got silver squeeze, God's money in the Fed. So a lot of people are expressing their pleasure in seeing three-digit silver. What else we got here? Let me just get to some latest. Let's see what the latest is. Let's see what the latest is. Silver market right now. This is funny little meme. We got monetary mayhem 5 seconds ago. It says silver to gold ratio is 0.02. 2011 silver gold ratio is 0.02. In 1980, the silver gold ratio was 0.05. And so, literally, based upon those little ratios there, this current situation is not as surprising as some might think it is, just because that ratio there shows that, it's not really compared to what it was in 1980, given the total amount of currency in circulation and the actual price of spot silver at that time, despite the surge. Was it already seen dorks claim silver can't be butch because she has, okay. So yeah, so that's not good to go that too far into the latest. But for those who are checking in, let me know your thoughts. It says $1 silver eagle is now $100. That's hyperinflation. Is it hyperinflation? I wouldn't say it's hyperinflation because the monetary base has expanded quite large over the last 40 years, since we've had the 80s and the 70s extreme inflation. But everything along with the monetary base, which is at historical highs, the cost of living and everything has adjusted in proportion to that, meaning life has gotten more expensive, where you went from a single income that was sustainable back in the 50s and 60s, 70s, to now in this modern day and era, you need multiple, if not a higher income range to actually coexist. Housing is more expensive. Everything around is more expensive. But then also that is balanced out with the current amount of currency in circulation. And so, as far as hyperinflation, I would say that after this next chain of events that might come as they hit this final QE round, send us over the top into the official reset and then the restructuring, then I would say probably going to be very problematic because, like right now, the Fed's balance sheet is still contained. They only have 7 or so trillion on their balance sheet, and Jerome Powell made it quite clear that there's a lot more room for them to add. to their balance sheet. Therefore, I could see a situation where you put another couple trillion out here, all that's going to do is spark more fear from those already holding US liabilities, which I'm about to get into in a moment, to show how you have nation states deciding to divest out of US liabilities in fear of extreme inflation in the days ahead, as this current president is hard pressed on asset price appreciation centered around the stock market, of course, and those who actually hold assets. But I don't think we've seen nowhere near the amount of currency that's going to be created. That's why I say hyperinflation. I would say higher inflation, but I don't think we're near hyper. I don't think we are near hyper. But been stacking for a decade now, and thank you for all the years of encouragement, Mike. Appreciate you, man. Stack with all your might. Prices are fake. It's all about ounces, 100%. Value your wealth in weight, not in Federal Reserve note digits and pieces of paper. We got 3 stars. Appreciate you, baby. We got Wisconsin. Yep, freezing. Love my vintage silver like Hoffman and Hoffman bars. All right. All right, so let's get into some things. I have a couple of things I want to talk about because outside I've seen $100 silver. That's great, but then again, where things are heading, it's still going to become it's going to get spooky. And what I mean by spooky is that $100 silver is still extremely low, given the current monetary base of the how many ever trillions. But then, as I mentioned before, we're going to see multitudes more. And so just to give you an idea, as of right now, it's worth acknowledging, but when you look at silver from its many use cases, as well as monetary, industrial, you name it, we're still just 3 digits. And everything else around us on this screen here is already in the 4 digits. And so for me personally, what's next is bigger and greater moves upward, because right now we're witnessing that $10, $11, $12 activities based upon what's happening out in Shanghai. They're leading the pace. But once I believe the entire spot market catches up to reality of the futures no longer being relevant, i.e. the paper side no longer being relevant, and it's solely physical, then I see us having 20, 30, $50 days of price action, given the clamoring to actually get the physical supply. And so what would that look like? Let me share with you something real quick. Let's just look no further than US debt clock. And so this is what we're currently stood under. So as you said, as it shows you here, the paper silver ratio is now 376 to 1. And so as of now, the futures, when it comes to those paper promises of nothing, they're still relevant because the market is still, in the Western Hemisphere especially, still centered around resolving these paper claims to silver. And as of right now, if there's 376 contracts, or I'm sorry, ounces for every single, the paper side for every single ounce is what I'm trying to get at, then how does that unwind? How do the bullion banks that are short still get out of those trades? They can't. So something's going to blow. So they're going to more than likely be gobbled up into the banks that are now long. And then all those future contracts will default. And when that happens, everybody who holds those future promises of nothing will realize that they will never get their physical. And so the only thing left is to bid up the current physical supply, whatever that is, whatever's in vaults, if there's much left in vaults, because I believe China is starting to experience. Let me actually just let me give me a second here. Let me check. I forgot to check and see. Let me refresh this page here, because this particular page here does a good job of initially keeping tabs on the vaults. And so on the screen here, we have the China silver future, silver vaults. This is the Futures Exchange published weekly on silver inventory held in certified warehouses across China. These stocks represent physical silver held by market participants for delivery against future contracts. Changes in the warehouse stocks can indicate shifts in industrial demand, investment flows, and supply availability in Chinese markets. So, as we can see on the screen here, the vaults are no longer well stocked to the tunes of what we up here 1.3 million kilos, down to now half of that. And as of the 19th, which was early this week, there was an outflow of 45,000 kilos, or 570, we're down to 581,000 kilos. And this is the futures exchange. And then you go to the actual gold exchange, where it says monitoring SG vaults provides insights to physical delivery demand in China, which is one of the largest silver consumers. So here you have that same metric here, but just from the exchange itself. So the other ones were the futures contracts deliverable in physical, and here you actually have the vaults. And so literally the vaults are drained out. So this looks to be updated as of today, and it shows you on the screen here. Let me zoom in here. It shows you what left. 105,000 kilos left the vaults delivered to the holders of those futures contracts. So what my point is, as the Chinese vaults are depleted of silver, we already know LBMA and the COMEX don't hold nowhere near enough silver. And so all these contracts that I was just referring to will be defaulted upon. And at that moment, it's going to be a matter of what will an ounce of deliverable silver be at that moment. And it's obviously going to be a lot higher than $100. And so to let you know what might be more realistic, then you just scroll up to where you get to the dollar to silver ratio. And that puts us at above my head here at 4 digits. And just let's just say, for a roundabout figure, $1,000. And so this spot price of 100 is still within the realm of all this paper future manipulation that's still taking place right now, because there's still bullion banks that are out there trying to maneuver and to find silver however they can. And nobody's accepting a cash settlement no more. So once all that unwinds, which could be this year, or they might be able to kick the can down the road further, who knows? But we're looking at 4-digit silver. And then once we get to 4-digit, just say 1,000. Now, then where? Then what? And so once we get to 1,000, whatever time frame that might be, then we can have a party. Then we can actually celebrate. Then we can actually look at things from a different perspective, but also keep in mind what will be happening around us. Because I don't think Wall Street's just going to sit by and not find another war or something to be the trigger for distractions and diversion tactics. So those are all things worth considering, because I would not believe one bit that they're going to just let stackers walk away and just accumulate all this nominal wealth relative to the dying of paper as it's being absorbed into silver and gold, and they not try to get it out of your possession somehow, some way. So that's just me. I could be 100% wrong, but once again, all you gotta do is just put your tinfoil hat on, think like a criminal, and you'll end up somewhere in the ballpark as to what they might try to accomplish. Because I'm hard pressed to believe that they don't want you to prosper in this great reset. That's why they said you'll own nothing and be happy with it. Now the question is, how will they accomplish that by 2030? I got my suspicions, but okay. So let's keep it moving. What could be some immediate catalyst that really accelerates this surge in silver and in gold? It has a lot to do with the redemption trade, or the great debasement trade. Because of the debt being a problem, every nation realizes the last thing you want to be holding is another nation's liabilities, especially when they're all in the same boat of needing to create more debt, to monetize it, to prop things up. So we're going to see more nations selling. And so here is something that should be of concern, because this is out of the Hindustan Times. It says India offloads U.S. bonds, piles up gold in a pivot away from dollar assets. And this came out today, picked up by Bloomberg. So earlier this week, I talked about the Danish pension fund that decided to divest out of US liabilities. The second day, I talked about a Swedish pension fund that decided to divest. And now we have another nation, which this is nothing new, but it's just interesting that it's becoming more mainstream focused. Could it be the left right paradigm? The left trying to really make this current administration look that much worse? Yeah, sure. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of this offloading, as it says here, and divesting has played significantly into our government's desire to increase the Treasury buybacks. And so, as more nations are selling to not spook the markets, therefore causing interest rates to really surge, the United States Treasury under Scott Bessent has really ramped up the U.S. buyback program, basically taking that debt, exchanging it for cash so that it doesn't make it, so it doesn't appear as if like there's a mass exodus to the door to dump U.S. liabilities. And so it allows nation states and pensions and everybody else to get out at a somewhat slow pace to where it makes it appear to be a natural occurrence of trying to rebalance the books and trying to keep your offense, your financials in good standing. So, but once again, if nation states are divesting, pension funds are divesting, hopefully you, as the primary holder of liabilities, might also rethink the amount that you're willing to hold on to outside of the need for immediate and emergency fund type of allocations. But anyway, RBI's holding U.S. Treasury bonds have fallen to a 5-year low as India pushed to support the rupee versus dollar and diversify its forex reserves. And then it goes on to say here, the Reserve Bank of India's holdings, U.S. Treasury bonds, have fallen to a 5-year low as India pushes to support the rupee. It says RB's holding of long-term U.S. bonds have dropped to $174 billion, down 26% from its 223 peak, according to U.S. government data made available last week. The Treasury bonds now account for 1/3 of India's forex assets, according to the RBI data, compared with a 40% a year prior. So, as we can see here, that decrease, 14% decrease in the amount of liabilities that they're holding in their reserves, aka national savings, in a way to support their own currency, is what we're being told, but also to minimize the risk of being associated with a rogue nation. And what I mean by rogue nation, outside of your political stance and viewpoints on which administration is best, whether Biden, Trump, or Obama, whatever, at the end of the day, when a nation state uses tariffs as a primary way to conduct foreign policy, to me, that would be more of a rogue dictatorship style approach to trying to find peace. How can you pursue peace when you're threatening people for not participating and going along with your foolishness? And so, why exactly, outside of what we're being told, national security interest, would an administration be so hard pressed on capturing and conquering nation states outside of a much greater agenda, which to me has everything to do with the reset and the restructuring of borders for a much more nefarious purpose that we'll get to later on. But so once again, foreign policy has failed because talking tough and being the bully of the world doesn't work. It wouldn't be good to sit down across from another man knowing that at the end of the day, you either play his game or you're going to be punished by either having a coup inside your country if it gets out of hand, or your assets frozen, or there's going to be some paid events that take place in your borders, i.e., protests and all types of things, foolishness. You know what I'm saying? So once again, we've gone rogue as a nation, and as a result of that, every nation, rightfully so should be divesting and rethinking everything that they would want to hold as a secure and a proven way of protecting themselves. And that's why gold and silver is going to go a lot higher. because it's the only thing that's neutral in a world full of commercialized, financialized, paper, debt-based products and services that have been sold to everybody. Think about this: there's 8 billion people on the planet, and out of the 8 billion, just let's just say 2 billion or so actually have portfolios, investable grade portfolios centered around fixed income products, debt, and stocks. The other 6 or so billion living in poverty or below, the national global income level. They don't have assets in the first place, so they don't have nothing to lose. And so I say all that because it's those other 5 to 6 billion people on this planet living below the poverty line or living around the poverty line compared to the Western world. Those are the ones that are literally going to be susceptible to whatever the government brings about next, i.e., digital currencies and digital IDs and stuff like that, because they have nothing to lose because they already have nothing, technically speaking, in reference to having assets. And so, as of right now, in the next 2 or 3 years, the remaining 2 billion or so to actually have some form of assets, those are the ones that the government has to slowly but surely find a way to pry it out of your hands. And of course, they're going to do that through, unfortunately, like they always do, some type of policy that ends up being theft at the end of the day. That's all the government can do. Okay, I ran all that just to, paint a picture as to how history have shown us the chain of events that occurred to get us to where, they ultimately want us to be, which is, you know, your own nothing to be happy with it. Okay, so let me get back to this here. So, um, India downgrade. So 14% over the last 2 years ish, they've minimized their exposure to U.S. liabilities. And in the meantime, it says as gold and alternatives target a larger share of RBX's foreign reserve, the shift mirrors moves by bigger holders like China, reviving questions about U.S. exceptionalism and the role of its debt as a reserve asset. Renewed trade threats by Donald Trump over Greenland are deepening the unease, raising the prospect that the European governments could also start scaling back. And so here's just a little graph to show you what's happening. And so we have India's holding of treasuries going back to 2012 and how literally under this past regime, like everything was all fine and good. They supported our debt binges up until 2024, 2025. They just decided to, hey, we need to scale back. And who was in office when that happened? And I wonder how much of this has to do with Liberation Day. But then all along, their gold was somewhat flat from 2012 to 2019 to 2020. And then it's slowly been picking up. And then literally 2024, on Biden's exit and Trump's entrant or re-entrance, their gold holders have been shooting up. So as they've been dialing down on debt, as the debt exposure has come down, the gold exposure has increased. And so this graph basically categorizes and it demonstrates every nation state that has realized it's dangerous to hold U.S. liabilities right now. And so I say all that because that's just what they're telling us about gold. Earlier on, and I think it was like end of last year, I talked about how their India, the silver out of India, how they've allowed silver to become collateral within their banking structure for depositors to actually use. And so not only do we have the Basel III tier one with gold and silver now being considered collateral amongst the bigger banks, we have more use cases for silver now as collateral within the Indian banks. So my assumption would be more banks will probably be looking to get exposure to silver. And what better way to do it other than to accept it as collateral for people could borrow against it. And that'll be a way to put silver into the coffers of the banks. Mind you, they want to get silver by any means necessary. And they'll probably end up paying you a handsome interest rate to hold your silver so that they can continue to paper over things. So somehow, some way, it seems like out of just a cyclical nature of silver coming back into the system, i.e., through the banks, they'll say they want to hold it for you, issue a loan against it, use that silver that they hold, which belongs to you, as collateral for them to then put it over here to make some funds off of it. So be careful, because if silver and gold ends up back into the hands of the banks, then it might, get you 10, 20 years or less before they try to confiscate it again somehow, some way. But yeah, we'll see. But these are just all things worth, paying attention to. Okay, so uh more foolishness that I think is worth touching on. So not only, so literally, has anybody noticed that the whole Venezuela narrative is crickets? I haven't heard nobody talking about Venezuela and what's happening with Venezuela. It's just like nobody really talks about it now. And so since then, Greenland is a primary focus, and so it's good to say he will accomplish Greenland. They putting together some type of agreement to, you know, buy this, buy that. They're talking about. I saw rumors of giving Greenland citizens $100,000 in order to become U.S. citizens and stuff like that. So I'm sure people would be very pissed if taxpayer funds went to give, you know, maybe a couple 100,000 Greenlanders $100,000 to become citizens in exchange for whatever citizenship, especially. So, like, think about that: paying them, taking over the land, and giving them citizenship. But then we're deporting foreigners here that actually majority of them were law-abiding citizens that actually did a good job doing and working jobs that nobody really wanted for the most part, and now they're gone. So there's it's craziness. But so my point is, Venezuela first, Greenland will be next. What's next? Oh, I can tell you. While White House aims for a Cuba regime change by the end of the year. So once Greenland contract is signed, okay, we good, we got that. Now it's time to go to another land. Let's go capture somebody else, Cuba. So between now and then, expect more unrest in Cuba. More paid groups are going to be down there protesting and marching and trying to do this and that. And what's going to happen is, let me tell you, you're going to see videos surfacing across the internet. Mainstream media will probably talk about it. They'll say, the Cuban regime, they're killing their own people. We need to go in there and save them. They're gonna show videos of people protesting and all that stuff like that. And mind you, the Cuban people, outside of what we're told here, they're very friendly and nice people. And I have gone there a couple times. Great people, man. And literally, all they've known is communism. So majority of them are brainwashed into thinking that what they have is good enough for them. While there's the younger generation that have access to the internet and they see what's happening in America and around the world, they want to participate in that. So it's easier to get them individuals to protest and riot because they want the American way. Everybody wants the American way. And so the younger generation will probably be the ones hitting the streets there protesting for freedom. But then again, they don't realize that, this facade of democracy is really crony capitalism because once they open up their government, all their natural resources will be stolen. The people won't get no benefit from it. And voila, another land captured. And that'll be the third nation. And then what's the fourth nation is going to be Nicaragua. Why? Because they have a president that's not cooperating with the Western Hemisphere way of things. And it is the last country in the Central American region that is not controlled primarily by a Rothschild central bank directly. And Nicaragua is the cost of living in Nicaragua is extremely cheap compared to every other place surrounding it. And so, yeah, great place, great people. Yeah, fun times in Nicaragua. So with that being the case, I've been ranting forever. Now, as I mentioned, for those who are plugged in, I don't know where you're watching from, especially if you're out of the country or something like that. I want to connect with you because I want to hear your take on this matter, on any matter. And so what I'm going to do is open up and do a little face to face. So if you're brave and courageous for telling me to stack 7 years, praise Yahweh, man, I appreciate that love offering, man. Appreciate you for blessing me like that, buddy. Thank you. All right, so let's have some fun. So this is a chance. I want to connect with my people. And so what I'm going to do is put the link out here for you to join me face to face. I'll bring you on, share your thoughts, keep it sweet and simple. No shams, no scams, no whatever. I'll delete you quick. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it friendly. Just you add value just the way I try to add value as well. Share something that people need to know. And we'll see where this goes. But it's been a minute. So I thought, what better way to end the week off other than to connect directly face to face with my people. So, okay, so give me a second. I'm going to put a link out here. So get ready. and I'll see where this takes us. If it is manageable, I'll do it. If it's not manageable, then we'll cancel it. But let me think. Just let me just putting together my little putting together my spiel here. Give me a second here. And if you have not as of yet, hit that thumbs up button. Show your boy some love. All right. So here you go, people. This is a chance for you to connect. So I just put something in the chat. This is a chance for you to connect. So feel free to join me. And yeah, I want to hear from you guys, man. Let's talk. Somebody show me something. Tell me something new out here. Tell me something I don't know. Something I need to know. And we'll go from there. But other than that, just hang out a little bit, see where it takes us. Want to connect with people real quick. Let me actually want to, play a little music. Yes, I need, a little music. Let me see if I can find some music. Get a little music. I was trying to download something, but it didn't. Anyway, but in the meantime, so what I'll do is I will surf and see what's happening. Oh, and so I forgot to mention. I forgot to mention something, but I heard a little. Let me see if I see somebody. I forgot to mention something. What was I about to say? The buybacks. That's what I hinted at earlier. The buybacks. Let me share something with you. So, with all these nation states pension funds selling, I hear someone trying to join, but I don't see. Okay, I see some people here. Let me bring some people on here. Give me 1 second here. Let me figure myself out. Give me 1 second here. Let me get this right. I hear all right. Someone trying to join, but I What's up, my man? Can you hear me? Some people here. We got some people on here. Hello. Give me 1 second here. Let me figure myself out. Give me 1 second. How you doing, man? All right. What's up, my man?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great. Do me a favor real quick. Can you mute?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you mute the TV?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Mute the TV. Mute the TV.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can, but mute the computer.
Good. Do you hear me? Hey, how you doing? It's kind of,
do me a favor, okay?
Yeah. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you mute the TV?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Mute the TV. Mute the TV.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can, but mute the.
Good.
So yeah, a little reminder.
Can you hear me?
If you come on, mute wherever you're watching it from.
Hello.
Yeah, I got you.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Was it Ronald?
Can you hear me now? You hear? All right.
What's going on, man? Talk to me.
I don't hear you though.
Check your. Let me see here. I should be good. Let me see. I should be good. Let me make sure I'm good. Give me a second. You should hear me. 1 second. Headphone, speaker, sound output, speaker, headphones. Try this. Can you hear me? Speaker. Hello? All right. Yeah. So I apologize for that. Yeah, if you do call in, mute your media source so that I can actually, so you can hear me and there's no echo. And we can go from there. But what I was saying was, with all this selling or debasement trade, meaning that other nations, pension funds are forced to get out of assets or liabilities, who has to buy it? And unfortunately, the U.S. has to cover it up with making it appear that there's overwhelming demand, and they're doing it via. I got you 1 second, Timers Bear. And so, as you can see here, we got U.S. Treasury buybacks, another $2 billion of their own debt. That makes $4.8 billion over the last 2 days. So literally, they're buying all this debt back because there's people selling it. So don't make it seem like they are. What's going on, my friend?
Yes, Mike. How are you, mate?
I'm excellent, my friend. What's good with you? Give me some good news, man. What's happening in your world?
Oh, good, man. I think since last I came on your show, I've had like 2 kids and stuff. And I used to work nights back then, so I used to watch your show a lot more often. But I've since switched to like a daytime job. So
yeah,
I saw you like do the
you have 3 kids.
No, two kids.
2 kids. Okay, you've been a busy man there. Congrats, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Just wanted to, I guess, bring a couple of things up. I'm sure you know about the shipping pathway, how Greenland, as the ice is melting.
Give it to me.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong screen. I'm a retard.
No.
I've got 2 screens.
Go ahead.
Yeah, as the ice is melting, there's like 3 shipping paths, right? You got the Suez Canal, the 3 choke points, if you will, around the world. Mm-hmm. And the one through Greenland is going to be quicker, obviously, which is why, you would suspect Trump wants Greenland. Mm-hmm. That's it, really. I don't have any other thoughts. I just wanted to come on and say hi.
No. That's a good point, because when it comes to the logistics and the maritime laws and all the travel, those are things that I don't really dive too deep into. So to hear that's another way of looking at all this Greenland narrative, because outside of national security and all those other things, I see graphs where they show the Golden Dome, the security system that's supposed to be being built. They want to have part of it stationed in Greenland for the sake of deflecting missiles from Russia and China. So I'm like, come on now, so yeah, it's all of this. What are your thoughts on this peace stuff? This the peace board. What do you think? Will we have peace?
No, man. I think it's a lot of bullshit. I don't watch those news. I watch news to look for like investing opportunities, because that's as you do. What's your thoughts on copper? Because I've been trying to buy copper. I can't. Everywhere like within UK is sold out. Yeah. I bought like these cast copper from eBay, mm-hmm. But I was watching like a video earlier, like in an average data center, I think there's like 4,000 kilos worth of copper that goes in. And obviously with AI and everything, they're going to build a lot more data centers. Mm-hmm. The other thing I want to get your thoughts on, and other people's thoughts on within the community here, is mm-hmm. Data centers need a lot of energy, and obviously that's an issue. Wherever they put data centers, it messes up the power grid, because the mm-hmm. spike in the use is a lot higher with AI data centers. Yeah. I think nuclear energy is going to make a comeback. There seems to be loads of videos around YouTube where especially China, is investing heavily into nuclear energy. Yeah. And I didn't know submarines are apparently powered by nuclear energy. They have like small modular nuclear reactors which can work mm-hmm. for 80 years. And I was always told as growing up, nuclear is scary because of Hiroshima or whatever, Fukushima. I don't know what the right word is there. You're gonna get radiation and stuff, but as I get older, all of that seems to be bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't doubt the whole Fukushima stuff is real, because I remember hearing about the polluted water, and like how the graphs show all the water of the ocean was damn near tainted in some kind. But once again, it's a chance we have to take, man, because we need energy, and especially they're gonna have these data centers, because they're gonna have them everywhere. Like there's a big argument here in Michigan, right outside the city, of I think some Meta talking about building a $7 billion facility, and the plant is huge. But the people in Ann Arbor, which is where it's going to be located at, they're protesting, saying that it's going to raise their bills through the roof. And so, yeah, unless they got their own energy source, I'm not for these data centers. But once again, this whole technologically advanced world they're creating for us, they're going to do it anyway. So we're going to bear the brunt of it, I'm sure, as always.
I mean, if nuclear energy is that cheap, because within England and Europe, since like the Ukraine war, the energy bills have gone through the roof. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, they could just give you cheaper nuclear energy. If it's like, there's obviously interest behind why Volt didn't go to nuclear, and I just find like there's lots of propaganda around that where we're scared. A lot of people are sort of scared not into like looking into it or like going near nuclear plants. But I mean, you always say it, man. I think we were a lot advanced. Like, you know, as a general species, we're kind of held down and controlled by this some ancient evil thing, because you know they keep bringing the same symbolism and stuff into videos
Oh
wherever
my
you look
goodness.
at it.
It's
So
getting crazy, man. But hey, no, let me.
yeah,
But I appreciate you for checking in with me, man. And as far as copper, you know, anything from the periodic table, man, anything from the periodic table that you can actually hold in your tangible possession will do
yep,
you justice in a world of unlimited fiat currency. And then having exposure via the mining space and any investment opportunities, I believe will do you wonders, because once again, they're trying to take us out of the tangible and into the
yep.
intangible, meaning that you want to just have exposure to the real world assets as best you can.
Sure.
Of
Just
course, you
one
know
last
that by now.
request.
Yeah.
Can you get low? Can you get low blood pressure on here sometime?
Man, low
I used
blood
to
pressure
love
is right
listening.
here. Low
Oh,
blood
is
pressure is
it?
right here. Say
Oh
what? Don't
my
say
god.
it no more. What up, man?
Hey, how's it going? Been a while.
Yeah,
Yes,
indeed,
it
man.
has been. How you doing, man?
Good, good. Hey, I got a question for you, Mike.
Go ahead,
Yep.
drop it.
Okay, okay. Look, Trump had to have known that all this Greenland business and all this. He had to have known that people were going to move away from treasuries. Is he doing it
Mhm.
on purpose, or is he that stupid? What's going on?
I believe he's doing as instructed. You know, an 80-year-old man, like, you know, I mean, he's definitely knowledgeable, but he doesn't know everything. And so a lot of the things he's getting involved at is over his head. And so there's peace stuff, there's Greenland stuff, Venezuela stuff. Literally, it's his advisors. All the people around him that's giving him this information, they're the ones that are working for other entities that's concocting these plans. He's just a front man. He's just a face, in my opinion. So
So you think
uh-oh.
the handlers or his puppet masters they want everybody to move away from treasuries? You think they want to destroy the dollar?
Yes.
I don't think they
That's
want to destroy the dollar. I just think the events that's unfolding puts the dollar in a very tight spot, because the world is no longer going to play the U.S. games, and the dollar has been the primary reason how they've been able to do what they've been able to do. And so, literally, while the U.S. is focused on tokenization and stablecoin usage, that's what the West is developing now. It's going to succeed because everything in our lives is digital in nature anyway. Now it's a matter of how does this resolve? Is it ugly or is it gradual? And as of now, I think with all this continuous dumping of liabilities, that's where the Treasury's on a hook to have to buy this stuff back faster. And then eventually the Fed gonna step in, and when they do QE officially, they're gonna be buying back larger amounts in the days ahead. So I think it's more so they're trying to control the narrative, and gold and silver is telling us that somebody's lying here. Somebody's lying.
Oh, what
But
about
anyway,
getting out? At what price are you going to get out?
get
the
out.
ratio.
I'll probably lessen my exposure in exchange tangible for other tangible assets. And so literally in time, but yet we're just, it's just first inning, man. Like I just showed a minute ago, until we get it past 4 figures, it's not even worth talking about, because literally you're gonna lose out. You know what I'm saying? So I rather have something left over for after the restructuring. Lord willing, you know what I'm saying? But everybody's situation is different. So I'm gonna try to hold on as long as I can.
I
How
would look
about
at
you,
the
man?
ratio. I would look
Say
at the
again?
ratio, but I was just saying I would look at the ratio of gold and silver rather than the price.
Mm.
At least that's how I think David Morgan and all lots of people that I follow on YouTube sort of advise you
Mhm.
measure the value, not the money amount, because money amount is
Point.
going through the roof.
Good point. Good
Mhm.
point. Good
So
point.
you okay? So you're saying, yeah, don't go for nominal, go for gold silver ratio. But when the gold silver ratio tightens to 15, what do? You go into gold or you go into other assets?
You see what's cheaper, man? If you don't have any gold, I would certainly go into gold because I don't have any gold.
Mhm.
But if land is cheaper, you can buy land. Apparently, like you can buy a house, or you used to be able to buy a house for 10 ounces of gold coins.
Mhm.
And if you can buy it for, let's say, 10 ounces of silver, if it's 1 to 1 or 20 ounces of silver, just get some land. You want to diversify across, metals and land and whatever else you can diversify
Man,
across.
Yeah. The
10
advice
ounces,
for Go ahead. Go ahead.
10 ounces for land. I'm gonna own Greenland. It's gonna be called low pressure land.
I know what you can do low blood pressure. First thing is you need to pay off your credit cards. Because I remember you used to buy silver off credit cards, and you used to come on here and tell people to max out your credit cards.
He probably maxed out 5 or 6, 7 cards.
Hey, you guys what? You and they didn't. And the promotional period, you know, was
You breaking up. It's choppy. I
off
can't.
my damn mic here. Can you hear me? Yeah, right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was going from credit card to credit card, and I owed about 50K, and I had to cash out because the damn interest was like $500 a month. So I unloaded at 30, man. It hurt though, man. I had kilo bars,
Oh.
man. I went to Texas Precious Metals, you know, here a local like a bullion dealer, but they're big, you know. And I walked it in, man. I walked it in, and I gave the guy all the metal, you know, because I didn't want to ship it because it's like a 2-hour drive from my house.
Yeah.
So I walked in with like just boxes of fucking kilo bars, and then the guy looked at me all weird. He had an AR, you know, it's all secure. And then I was like, oh, I gotta count them because my kids, they were throwing them around in the van when we were driving. You know, I took a couple of my kids. They're sitting there like throwing bars at each other. They were all over the place. So, anyways, it was kind of funny, but I got out. So I got out at 30.
Shit.
Some, you know, not all, but I had to get 50K out because I owed so damn much on credit cards. You know, I don't have any of those credit card debts anymore. So
Yeah, but and I, you know, it was obviously a strategy that worked well until it didn't. But then again, I'm sure it was a great experience because you learned a lot from it. But then again, people know you for being a credit card man, so you know, I'm sure some people probably swiped and actually held on to it if they could, and you know, they don't regret doing that. So to each his own, of course.
Well, I did, Mike. I was getting in at when it was at like 14, 17, 20. I was loading up on monster boxes. So I think I like tripled my holding, and then but I had to give away a little bit back, you know, because I had all that debt. So I still have a lot of silver, just you know, not as heavy, you know.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, man, I appreciate you guys for connecting with me, man. Let me get some more ranting in and see if I get some more people on here. But I'm gonna try to do some more face-to-face because I miss connecting with the community. So appreciate you. And also, wherever you got stories, drop in the comment section or whatever so we can all stay plugged in on what's happening.
Sure. All right. God bless.
All right,
gentlemen.
Mike. Thanks. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, man. Good times right there, man. I forgot it was like to be, you know, a part of the fam. Yeah, appreciate you guys for connecting with me, man. For those that are still here, what else on your mind? What else is going on? Let me hear from some more people. Any more individuals from beyond the US? Definitely want to find out what's happening. So let me put the link out there again. And if you want to join, let's do that. And in the meantime, what I'll do is I will check and see any latest developments on the net. What is happening in the net? Give me a second here. Let me refresh the screen. Let's check in and see where we at as far as the actual. Ooh, okay. We still moving up, baby. We're moving up. Look at this. 101. 101. And we've yet to cross the 5,000 mark. And let me see, what was it, 40? Let's see what the is 40, 51, 51, nope, 49. Yep. So the gold to silver ratio is 49 and dropping. So that was a great call there as far as things to pay attention to. Not necessarily using a dollar amount to determine a possible exit, but the ratio side of things for conversion's sake, if you want to swap out one for the other and or get into other tangible assets. So it's a good call there. All right, let me see here. Appreciate you. Thanks for the love here. We got someone from Kenya checking in. Lifestyle. Do me a favor, check in with me real quick. Join me on video. Let me know what's happening in Kenya. I would love to find out what's the happenings with metals and life in general, the currency. Somebody said I just bought 20 ounces of silver this morning before it went over 100. Worth buying more? Just hold 100%. And so let me see here. Somebody's trying to connect with me. Let's see what we got here. If you go connect, make sure I can see you. I'd rather talk to a face than an actual screen. So senior, whoever senior is, put your camera on, baby. That's another rule. Got to put your camera on. I don't want to talk to nobody unless I can see your face. So I'll give you a second. Switch that camera around. We go from there. Kenya still use necklaces, shekels. Okay, I said necklaces. What's the dollar to shekel ratio then? Someone says Mario had on Peter Carlin on the Friday show. One of the co-authors with Jim Sinclair. Oh, okay, I saw that. I didn't get a chance to watch it. Greetings from Denmark. What's going on, Gorilla? Check in with me. Let me know what's going on. Let's see who's see. Hello? I don't want to talk to nobody unless I can see your face. Hello. Give you a second.
Yes.
Switch that camera around. We go. Who are we speaking with? We will use necklaces, shekels. Okay. Hello?
You got yeah,
what's
can you hear me?
Shekel ratio there? Do me a favor, mute the live stream. Mario had on Peter.
Okay, let me mute the live stream.
With Jim Sinclair. Oh, okay, I saw that. I didn't get a chance to watch it. Greetings from Denmark. What's going on, Gorilla? Check in with me. Let me know what's going on. You got it? Let's see who's camera on. Hello? I want to talk to nobody unless I can see your face.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's going on with you hear me?
Yeah, I can. What's your name? Where you calling from? You mind going face to face with me or what?
I tried to. I might have to try to come back in. This is the SR.
SR, what's up, man? Give me what's in your mind. Just when I'm talking, I just see myself. That's all.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you, man. I like what you're doing. Everything is good. I'm here in Kenya, in Nairobi.
Okay.
And I've been in the jewelry industry for over 25 years.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, for the last 10 years, I've been educating people on how to invest into precious metals and talking about the science of precious metals, the metaphysics, the energy of it, how it's used in many applications. Mm-hmm. And this is an amazing time because now I'm getting quite a bit of hits from clients that I used to work with, and they hit me up saying they got over 300, 400, 500, 600 ounces. So it's just a beautiful time that we're in, man. I appreciate you.
Oh, man, my pleasure, man. And once again, just try to just do community service, man. Like just stuff. This is stuff that really impacts us all. And it's unfortunate that we were never taught any monetary literacy, as I call it. So to see people take action is priceless, man. So I appreciate you for continuing to do what you do, helping people get their weight up as well. So the movement has spread and it's done wonders for people. Thank God. So that's good, man. What else is like? What is life like in Kenya right now, as far as the currency and stuff like that? Is the political side stable or what?
Yeah, so the dollar is 1 to 30 in Kenyan shillings, and the dollar goes quite far. And what's interesting here, I mean, the politics is is very corrupt, just like anywhere else. But here is corrupt to every level. But I wouldn't even say it's corrupt to this point. It's just a way of business here, Yeah. And one of the big things is, like, for example, I just purchased some silver today or yesterday, and I brought some buffalo rounds and some bullion, and I paid about 78 per ounce.
Really?
Yeah, I'm paying about 78. So the beauty of
coin shop, a dealer online, what's the availability of getting bullion in Kenya?
Well, it's not a high availability, but I am in the jewelry industry, so I'm connected with several jewelers, and I just buy whatever comes through.
Right.
but it's normally about 10%, 15% under market, at least.
Yeah.
And yeah, so these are the advantages. I used to live in Brazil, and I still get reports from a dealer there every day. So in Brazil, is right now it's 12 reals per gram.
Okay.
So 1 real is about 5.30.
Mm-hmm.
So that's around $2.50, 60 cents, somewhere around there. That's
Yeah.
in Brazil. So I can literally buy from a dealer in Brazil for that particular price right now. So I guess the reason why I'm saying this is that, you know, when you travel abroad and international, you'll find that the price point is a little bit lower.
Mm-hmm.
And platinum is another one. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, platinum, I brought some platinum today here for about $48 a gram,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But it comes in, it's not like it's consistent.
Right. Right. You get it when you can, how you can. Yeah. Now, as far as
Yeah.
the gram, is that just the amount you pay for the total amount of weight, or you actually buying a gram, little mini bars or ingots or whatnot, or what type of what type of stuff come in on average, whatever?
Yeah, so on average, it's a mixture. I did bump into some small bars,
Mhm.
Valcombe. I think it was a
Mhm.
Valcombe, and but it normally comes in a jewelry form, or they call it in Brazil ligado, is just broken up pieces, or he's normally come in a wire, a pure wire. That's more like industrial application when you see
Yeah.
the pure wire, and
Mhm.
that's 999. And so it comes in various formats, man. But
Mhm.
this is an amazing time, and I think we're just really getting started
100%.
with the
100%.
silver price.
Well, let me keep it moving, man. Appreciate you for connecting with me. Definitely keep us plugged in. As always, keep us up to date on what's happening out there. It's good to have community members all over the world. So definitely stay plugged in with us, man.
I appreciate it. Can I plug my website,
Go ahead, man.
banksilver.org?
Just
Banks
silver.org.
banksilver.org.
Banksilver.org. What you doing with that? You're distributing or selling? What you got going on?
Well, it's consultation, mainly
Consultation.
consultation.
At
Yeah.
banksilver.org. Okay. Gotcha, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you,
Appreciate
man.
you.
Have a good one.
Have a
Yes,
great
sir.
one. Thank you.
Thanks. Hello. Mr. Ronald, you in the building. Can you hear
Yes,
me?
I am. I can
All
hear
right.
you. Can you hear me?
I can, my friend.
All
What's going on
right.
with you, man?
All right. Finally got through, man. Finally got through. All right. So yeah, I just heard the brother you was talking to over in Kenya.
Yes.
Uh, I'm here in Ghana,
Okay.
and I left the U.S. Last in 2024 November.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I could see what's getting ready to happen. So when you talk about the silver, I bought silver when it was 29 bucks an ounce,
Mm-hmm.
and so now we hit the 100 mark, and so it's it's a great time, man. I'm telling you, and look at it hasn't reached ceiling yet.
Right.
It's gonna go higher and higher. But I wanted to commend you on the work that you do. I've been
Mm-hmm.
following you for a while, and with all the things that you do. So I just want to commend you on that, and
Appreciate you,
also
man.
get an opportunity to share. Um, I have a friend in the States who has a, a, he sells silver. He's a prosperity mint,
Mm-hmm.
and he's the largest black owned mint in the U.S. He has his own depository, and so
Really?
I started turning people on to silver in 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and when it was at 20 something dollars an ounce, and there's a whole
Mm-hmm.
bunch of people that get silver. And so my thing to people with silver, is don't sell it. That it's gonna be, like give some numbers, right? It's 500 ounces of silver for a nuclear warhead. We don't want to push war, but you got to understand, that's how important it is. And also you have solar panels, cell phones, electric cars. China's is stealing the market right now because they have to have it, and and over here. And one of the things I think over here is the banks are going to be in trouble because they're keeping a seal on it, and they have to make up the difference to the spot price out in the market. So this is the time to grab it. I think also it's a time to grab some gold. For those who have a lot of silver, I said when silver got to be $100 an ounce, I'll take couple of 100 ounces and buy gold with it, because gold will be $5,000 pretty soon.
Yeah.
And I know you follow it, and you can agree with me on that. And so people need to wise up, and because the time is coming, the dollar's gonna crash. Now I'm not a prophet or none, but I'm predicting, right? I'm saying by the end of this year, if Saudi Arabia joins with BRICS, it's the end of the dollar. The dollar's no more.
Yeah.
And something you said that was really important, there's going to come a waiting period. People are going to have to, make an adjustment because they're going to have to come out with a new currency of some type. That's when the silver is going to skyrocket. It's going to be priceless, So this is a good time, right? It's a good and a bad time,
Right. It's good if you prepare and awake and aware, but it's bad if you don't know what's happening because you'll be blindsided.
Absolutely. And so they, to have people like you on that's sharing, the different things, it's important right now. And I, like I said, I commend you on that. And for people to understand, this is the time, that we need to listen to people that spend the time. You spend the time and effort into it. People need to understand, like I'm not in the States right now, so I don't have the same problems. We have different problems, but the U.S. is getting ready to get some problems that they've never seen before, and they're going to need people like you sharing the information you do. So I appreciate you allowing me on, man, and just being able to share this information. But silver is going to be it's going to rock, man. Silver's going to go past gold. That is a prediction.
Okay,
and you know that. All right, it's going to go past it, man. But right now, the smart thing to do, because it's hit 100, is to take some of your silver and buy some gold, right? Until they get match for match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If we get the parity of that 1-to-1 or even close to that 1-to-1, man, we're gonna be in a whole new world regardless. But it's gonna be different, because with those good times for those that have it, you got to also think about the majority that don't, and what type of world that's going to. What kind of pressure that's going to put on you and threat to your security? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So look, watch this.
Go ahead.
Look, can I say there's two movies that people need to watch: Leave the World Behind and Civil War. Those are two movies that Civil War, right?
Civil War. Okay.
Did you watch Leave the World Behind?
I watched Leave the World Behind. That was the Obama movie, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah. The one that came after that was,
it's Civil War. So there's a scene in there when the young black girl and Julia Roberts was standing there looking across the water, right? They were looking into New York City.
Right.
Civil War was going on. A year later, Civil War comes out.
Yeah.
A year later. So
you know what? I didn't watch the second one though. I watched the first one. I didn't watch the second one. So I'm gonna go watch that. I'm gonna watch that because I forgot all about it. So
you gotta watch it, because with what you're doing, you'll understand where where the country is headed to. There's a civil war coming. It's being set up right now, and people will sleep through this, but you'll understand it. All right. So
All right, man.
Hey,
Appreciate you, man, from
peace,
Ghana checking in
peace.
with us. Keep us posted, man.
Absolutely. All right,
All right, buddy. Have
absolutely.
a good one.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
All
bye.
right, bye.
Yeah, Civil War. That's never something that look forward to, but it's a reality. Knowing that those that are trying to control this narrative, like there's no amount of law, no amount of lives that they wouldn't mind sacrificing for their cause. Yeah, interesting. But man, wait about over an hour, man. It's been fun. It's been good being able to check in with the community as always. I appreciate everybody for blessing me with your presence, sharing your 2 cents. I'm definitely going to do more of the check-in. So if you didn't join today, then definitely make sure you plug in. And the goal is just to have a chance to connect face-to-face and get a chance to see and meet new people. So here's that prosperity mint that was referenced. And so something to check into for my people. Looks like a credible source there. So go show some love. Looks like they're in Texas. So go check it out. I'm not familiar with it, not endorsing it, but just something that was brought to my attention that I'll try to check into. But shout out to our brother in Ghana and in Kenya and LBP for joining us. I'm a man in the UK as well. Timeless Bear. All right, man. But with that being the case, be blessed, be safe. Enjoy your day, your weekend, or wherever you're at. And if you enjoyed this, as always, hit that thumbs up button. Show your support for the channel. And if you found value of any kind, take it and share it. Because this is what's happening in real life.